What's up, YouTube? It's Chris with Murphy Firearms Training, here with my follow-up for the Urban Carry IWB. So here is my Urban Carry 205R, a well-worn outside the waistband holster, and you can see it has been used quite a bit, quite extensively. And so I like that holster enough that I bought the IWB version, okay? So I bought the IWB version, and I bought it for this, the Ruger Max 9. I want to show you guys this gun is completely unloaded, so chamber is clear, magwell is clear. I am going to go ahead and close it. I am going to put the magazine in the gun, okay? That way you can see how it carries. There is no one on that side of the camera. Here it is. This is the 215R. The first thing I want to show you guys before I show you anything else is one of the biggest knocks on the Urban Carry holsters, which is they don't always cover the entire trigger guard. This one with the Max 9, the 215R, and the Max 9 covers the trigger. So here's the trigger, okay? And just for you to see, the trigger, if I can get it to holster, is completely covered. There's no way you can access the trigger, but there is a gap in the trigger guard. That is a no-go for some people, so I want you to see that. Overall, this holster has held up well. I'm going to give you some pros and cons. I have worn it quite a bit with my Vichy Tactical leather steel reinforced belt. Bigfoot gun belt. This is a steel reinforced nylon web belt. Now, the reason I have this belt out here and I want to show it to you is I had one incident with this holster which has given me second thoughts. Beyond that, I've been pretty happy with it. So, let's talk about pros and cons. The pro is this. Wearing this holster all day on every weekend that I've had the chance to carry, and 2 or 3 days a week where I have to take my gun on and off, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I have carried Kydex IWB for a while now, and having worn this one in leather, I actually wore a Kydex holster last night to an event, Appendix IWB, with a t-shirt over it, and it was poking me. And I've never noticed it poking me before. I've carried that way a lot, but where I've carried this so much the last 3 or 4 months, this leather is so much more comfortable, and I didn't realize it until I wore a Kydex holster last night. So that is a big pro to this. If you're used to carrying IWB with Kydex, this is more comfortable. The big con, of course, is when you go to the range, this holster does squish if you draw and try to reholster, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. I'll get a body shot of me. However, when I put this gun on during the week, I put the gun in the holster, and then I put it on my body like this. And so beyond at the range, or if I'm in a self-defense shooting, that is not an issue for me. It is an issue if you're trying to get some range work in, but you can carefully reholster, and I'll show you guys that. So now let me show you my one issue. So my one issue was I was playing, of all things, mini golf with my family, and I had it on this Bigfoot gun belts, steel reinforced belt, IWB, playing mini golf, okay? And my elbow brushed my gun, and I quickly realized my gun was much too high on my waist, and it was about here on the belt. And I tucked it back in, and I gave it a couple of tugs, and everything felt fine, and I had no more issues. But let me show you my issue with this holster. We'll just let that fall. Is the clip actually has this metal piece right here. And I guess the idea is that's supposed to help it from sliding off. But with that thinner webbed style belt, which I know a lot of guys wear, it was actually able to work over the spring tension of this clip and try to work off my waist just from moving and twisting and maybe bumping it with my elbow. Never had it come off at the range, but I've also, I typically wear a thicker belt than that, so I will not wear it with that belt anymore, and I'm still a little wary of it. Done a lot of practice drawing since then with a leather belt and have not had any issues, but still makes me wary, so not 100% sure about that one. But anyway, so this little metal piece here, I don't know why that's there. I'd actually prefer if this clip dug deeper into the holster, or had a way that it would not come off. So that's been the one issue I've encountered. Let me show you some body shots with this. All right, so the 3 places I've worn this, and I'll show you, this is what I was carrying today. This is my Warcat Tactical and my Glock 26. So set that to the side. But I've carried this back here at about 430. It's done pretty well. The handle sticks out a little bit at 430, and it's not exceptionally comfortable. Most of my carry has actually been right here at like 3 or 330. It has served me quite well in that spot. And again, you can tug pretty hard and it feels secure on the belt. But again, this is a thicker leather belt, so not as slick as a nylon belt. So do be careful with that. But at 3 o'clock, 3:30, it really disappears under a shirt. It's very comfortable, very comfortable. I can't say that enough. Draws well. To reholster, you got to line your gun up with the holster, because I cant it forward slightly here. And then when I push this in, sometimes it'll push the slide out of battery just a hair, and you need to just... So when I reholstered this on the range, what I would do is I would actually put my thumb over the slide and reholster, click it in, voila, and I'm ready for my next iteration. Very, very comfortable there. The other place I tried carrying this, not as successfully, is Appendix. Carrying this Appendix, it looks really good. The grip sticks out. So if I throw a t-shirt over this, the end of the grip here really prints like a sore thumb. If this had a claw, it might actually be a good option for Appendix. It would definitely be comfortable. The other issue I had with Appendix, and again, it's because I've got a belly, is if I sit down and stand up and sit down and stand up, it tends to like lean out just a little bit. And again, that's what a wedge is for when you buy an Appendix kit. I haven't ruled out modifying this holster. I may end up putting something here to try and act as a claw for this and see how it does Appendix. And I may try to modify this clip so that I know I won't have any more issues. But again, you see with this thicker leather belt, I've tugged and pulled and yanked. After that day, I came home and played with this a lot. And I feel very secure with this holster on a good thick leather belt. But just because of my experience, if this is something you're going to buy, you know, put the holster on the belt and then just grab the sweat guard and give it a good tug and make sure it's going to stay on your belt. Make sure it's not going to work loose. You know, and that's a good thing to do with any new product if you think it might give you trouble. But that's really the only issue I've had out of it. It's held up well. I've sweated on it a little bit. Going to wear it some more this summer and really see it holds up under some moisture. Overall, I like it. It's very comfortable. It has actually made wearing something like this that is all plastic very hard for me, because this sweat guard here pokes me and the leather is not as pokey. And having worn that leather holster for months now, I put this on last night and it really, this spot right here on the holster was really poking me like the whole time we were out. I was really just noticing it. It was really bothering me. So, you know, just something to think about. You don't realize how uncomfortable this Kydex is till you wear something more comfortable. So anyway, Urban Carry Lock Leather IWB. Someone had asked about it. I'd been looking at getting one, so I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate your support. Thanks, guys.